We were rolling along on the way here to the shop, and look what we found, a vehicle broken down. Fortunately, we had our tools with us, so we went up under the hood and we found a coolant failure. One of the hoses actually blown off. Welcome to this AMSOIL Tech Tip. Yeah, it's all about the coolant system. And if we get into the coolant system, we have to look at how it functions. And you can see here, it starts at the bottom there with the water pump. It's going to actually take the fluid up to the water pump, through the block. Once it goes through the block, out of thermostat, and then returns back to the radiator. It's all about that law of thermodynamics, and I have it for you right here. You can actually see it. If I fire it up, I said it starts at the water pump, and then what's happening here is it's coming in through the bottom and out through a thermostat, which we don't have on this motor, so it's allowed to flow here and return to the radiator. I'm taking the heat from the motor, taking it to the outside air, boom, getting rid of it. Once again, that law of thermodynamics, but you're gonna have to have a thermostat. And you can see a thermostat right there on this graphic. It's actually open or closed. When it's closed, it's gonna bypass and let the engine get up to temperature very quickly, kind of an emissions reasons. I got one right here and you can see it. So when it opens and closes, hey, better yet, I can actually show it to you opening and closing. What we did is we took one of these thermostats and with temperature, we went ahead and boiled it. And once we boiled it, we got it above the temperature of where it needed to be open. You see the gap right there? Well, that's actually an open thermostat. So what we do with it? Well, we put it in cold water. And once we put it in that cold water, you can actually see it start to close. And that's pretty cool. Anytime you do any coolant repair, you want to have a thermostat. Now to check the coolant systems, you can do a couple things. Up on the screen, I got a refractometer. You just look through it. You can see the glycol level. You can see if your coolant's good. You can do test strips or you can do a hydrometer. But Len, the deal is there's all collage there of different color coolants. Manufacturers use specific coolant. That's important with the vehicles today.
Right, there's not just one or two types of coolant anymore, and the reason for the dye is just to identify their specific type of coolant. But the reasoning behind that is the metals that we're using to build the components, the engine block, the cylinder heads, the radiator, aren't just a couple different types of metal anymore. They're aluminums, they're alloys. There's all different kinds, and we need to be providing protection.
Now AMSOIL has that coolant for multiple engines?
That's correct. We've got coolant for all your needs. Just got to look it up, what it fits, and go from there.
Now also tell me about this. This hose looks pretty good, Len, but if you look inside, man, it's totally rotted out and deteriorated.
Right.
Here's a water pump right here. The fins are totally missing. That's not going to produce any flow, man. Corrosion, big problem.
Right, dissimilar metals, corrosion. It's basically the coolant reacting with the engine block or the heads or the water pump. And that reaction creates corrosion. Metal can actually be stripped away.
Len, that's incredible, and that's why it's so important to use AMSOIL coolant. You know, maintenance, maintenance, maintenance. You got it? Whether it's your coolant system or any other system on your vehicle, AMSOIL has you covered. For a comprehensive and simple to use website, just go to amsoil.com.